the other teens finally, sits up from where they had flopped backward into a booth. Where exactly are you going? This one's a young man. The first one you're talking to is Hispanic younger woman.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember what the doctor's name was that we talked to last time.
White guy.
White guy.
Okay.
He's a white guy. Wow, a white man.
Dr. Benjamin Whaley.
Yes, we're looking.
Joshua.
We're looking for a
Yeah, his grandson Joshua.
We're looking for a Joshua Bailey. Whaley. Would you happen to know who that is?
Going to the lab for those who don't remember.
Oh yeah, we got a lab. Yeah. One second, and but they're teens who are having a hard time, and they could use reinsurance that we're here to help.
Remember those teens that you also thought were having a hard time, and then they got into a fist fight with us? Do you remember that time? They weren't really just.
Well, yeah, but we were fine. They tried to throw a punch, and then I turned my hand into a boxing glove, and then he wasn't very happy, and then you just picked the one up by his underpants.
But we could have avoided the whole issue if we just kind of play our cards close to our chest and not necessarily tell everyone what we're doing at all times.
I don't have any cards.
While this conversation is going on, Annabelle, would you like to roll to pierce the mask? Which is rolling with mundane. As I imagine you're ignoring this conversation and trying to focus on the teens.
I do have a question. One of the clearing conditions for angry is hurt someone. Did that monster count?
No.
Okay, cool. Then
We'll break something important.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't have anything to break.
With your whip, didn't you knock regen across the way real bad at one point?
Not on purpose.
That also doesn't count. You have to intentionally do something that will hurt somebody. The random nightmare monsters I throw at you do not count as somebody unless it is something that may once have been a person.
Okay.
I was just checking.
If Medina wanted to do that, all she has to do is ask you to leave her alone again, and then I'm sure that would count because your heart would be broken.
You never actually asked that out loud.
No, I've been considering it do I do it to clear the condition?
Yeah, you just hear an audible.
So yeah, you're rolling with mundane.
Yeah, but I'm also rolling -2 for anger, so no. Bad. Fail. I advance.
Hey! Second session!
Congratulations, you have an advancement as you're trying to gauge if this person is trustworthy, if she knows anything helpful, and you're like, this is pointless. This is pointless. Not helpful. She doesn't know anything helpful. So, as you're realizing there's not much of a point in talking to either of these young people, but you have been informed it'll be at least an hour before it's safe to go outside again. What do you all do? Does anyone have other questions that they want to ask?
I check in on Jen.
Oh, yeah, you walk up. Oh, so cards are like secrets, and playing them close to our chest means to not divulge them voluntarily. Gotcha.
So yeah, Medina, you walk up and hear that.
I'm gonna try and pull Jen away from Declan.
Oh, okay.
How you holding up?
Solidified in the fact we definitely should not be here.
I'm gonna pierce the mask, which is mundane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's an 8.
All right, 7 to 9, you get to ask 1.
What do you want me to do right now?
Wholeheartedly, Jen wants you to make the executive decision that we should all leave. We should just call it quits and be done. She wants an executive decision made by someone other than herself, and she would love if it was, let's all just go home. Let's all just not.
Also, as a point of interest as a bull, I have the listener role, which is whenever I pierce the mask on a love arrival, they can choose to ask me a question. If like you can ask me a question, like pierce the mask, and then I get an extra question to ask you. So at any point, I can let you ask something about me to let me know more about you too. Personally, I'll leave that up to you if you want to. Like, for me, it's like Medina accidentally reveals something by trying to check in.
I would actually love to know what Medina's intentions of being here are. Because you were like a little vague about it when you were like, oh, fuck it, let's just go adventure. What are your actual intentions of like being here?
Intention 1 is I don't want to do the werewolf thing. I was supposed to be a world-class mage, Scarlet Witch style, and then some weird wolf shit happened. And now I'm this. That's
Me
bullshit.
too, bestie. Me too.
And as a bonus, maybe I can help Jen? Because Jen doesn't seem to be enjoying this.
You would be correct.
And now here's like a question, I guess, for our backstory is, how long have we known each other?
I assume we met like middle school or early high school.
Okay.
Yeah, Oak Ridge has one high school, so. And 2 middle schools. It would have been middle school or high school. So you've known each other since before Oak Ridge fell.
Probably like middle school when Jen had braces and like headgear.
Yeah. So like, I feel like a lot of our relationship has just been Medina being like the aggressive one to your timidness.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, Jen won't advocate for herself. So while I'm also doing this to help me, also I need to help Jen because Jen won't do it.
Touche.
You also know Jen's dad didn't make it out of the city.
Ah.
Well, I don't know. Does Medina know that?
I would assume so. Because, like, we have met up after shit went down, and I'm sure Medina would be like, how's your dad? I'm like, probably dead. And Medina's like, cool, finger guns, walk away.
And I think by you asking a question, my second question will be, how do I get Jen to commit to this little adventure right now?
Proving that she, 1, as safe as she can be on this adventure, and then 2, having something more than just like spoken promises that this is gonna fix something. It might not be her, but it might be at least something. Maybe not her physically, but like maybe her mentally, maybe being able to find her dad. Right now, she's like, why are we going on this man's verbal promise when there is literally no, like, this white man just invited us into his home. Hey, I have a mission for you, children. And we're like, yeah. And that was it. And she wants a little bit more than that.
So Medina's gonna do the best she can to convince you that you're safe. And be like, Jen, have I ever let anything happen to you before?
No, but we've also never had to, like, fight giant eyeballs before.
What? That was actually kind of normal for me, actually. This is like...
You and I together
Mhm.
have never had... She, like, points really aggressively towards the
Right,
outside.
I feel like our relation before was, I never mentioned the whole magic thing before the shenanigans happened with reality. It's like, hey, so I've been doing this for a hot minute. I'm kind of really good at it. So I'm just like, I got your back. No matter what we do, where we go. Getting all of us out alive is my primary goal. Now,
As opposed to later.
as opposed to earlier, where it was getting something for us, and then I saw how afraid you were.
I mean, we're here, and I'm pretty sure Declan said that we can't go back. I'm pretty sure that Panini Press broke. So we're here, so I guess there's nothing I can do except for unless I want to just say it in the Waffle House. So we're going. We kind of have no choice.
Yeah, I can't keep you safe if you're here in the Waffle House.
I don't think anyone can keep anyone safe in a Waffle House.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a lawless wasteland. Why is everything sticky?
I don't know.
Medina, you roll 2 comfort and support.
Fun fact, Waffle House actually has an extensive level of disaster preparedness.
They do. Yeah, it's the Waffle House. The Waffle House scale.
Yeah.
What am I adding to this?
Comfort and support is also with mundane.
Oh no.
Oh, and you have angry.
I'm angry, and my mundane's -1, so that's -3. For a total of 3.
Oh, Medina, baby.
Medina, I think you are faking it as good as you can, but part of you is also afraid you are not going to be able to get everyone out of here alive.
Uh-huh.
You have led the one person you love in this world, or one of the people that you love in this world, into danger, and there is no way out.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been on a false promise.
Yeah.
So you now break the condition, afraid. This is just feeding into that fear. Meanwhile, Dakaris, what do you do after you get shunned?
Out of the conversation, I think I shift back to my natural state. Like, we're in, eyeball floating around zone. I think it's fine for me to be a weird, glowing alien boy.
Precious.
Yeah, I get my spandex and my big windbreaker back on. My skin's sort of silvery and backlit with colors and stuff. I think I'm gonna go up to Annabelle.
I will say, Dakaris, as you sort of drop the disguise, there's definitely a couple of moments of shock from the teens who are at least mostly vertical.
I know I look so much better like this, right? God. That jumpsuit I was in was not very...
Yeah, the young woman says, it's been a long time since we've had supers in the area, and I forgot some of you are aliens. It's good to have some help at least, even if
you got it, dude.
There's not really a way out of here.
But yeah, I'll go up to Annabelle. Hi. How are you?
Gone better?
Well, we're just getting, it's one of those things, we're new, all working together, and we've got to figure out sort of, where we fit together, how, best to support each other, and I think we'll get there. I really do.
I appreciate your optimism. However, I don't feel I can share it.
This is worse than you imagined, Annabelle. A lot worse.
Look, I mean, it's just, you and I have a perspective that, a couple, that our other friends don't. We're already strangers in this strange land, which, can be complicated. And now we're even in a stranger land. But I think that, I don't know what you're trying to get out of this, but, I really need this to work. And I would really appreciate your help, if you could.
You don't know what I'm trying to get out of this?
I mean...
Are you sure?
I mean, I know about, your sister. You've told me a little bit about that. But I don't know, what you're... Aside from just trying to help. All I know is I need to get to this lab, and I need to meet this person. And... it would make me far more glad to do it with people who can support me, and then who I can also gladly support as well.
I would be happy for you to have my back. And I would have yours as well. And I would have Jin's.
There's really some tension there, huh?
You don't need to roll. You can tell she's upset with Medina.
Oh, they've yelled at each other numerous times since we've started this thing 30 minutes ago, so...
When you are raised to be part of a militaristic society, or at least a semi-militaristic society, lone wolves are liability. And she has shown me nothing but lone wolf behavior, and that is not supposed to be a pun on her power set.
Because she's a wolf sometimes.
So, she has not shown me that she is trustworthy yet. If she would, I'm sure I would be happy to work with her.
I mean, it's like I said, like, none of us, like, we've never done this before. You know, like, I'm not from a militaristic sort of planet. You know, we're more innovation and, psychological breakthroughs, and that's not psychological, technological breakthroughs, psychological breakthroughs. And so I'm not really used to, like, fighting, especially not, like, with other people. And I think there's going to be a learning curve. But, I care about you, and I care about Jen. And obviously Medina cares about Jen as well. And I think that we've got enough sort of threads tying all of this together that this t-shirt of teamwork will be able to sort of, make it through the wash. I'm gonna attempt to comfort or support.
Do it.
Why do I love you, though?
I'm like, that is precious.
God, I'm rolling hot.
That does need to be the t-shirt.
The t-shirt of teamwork. Yeah, let's see. I do have influence over Annabelle, so that adds an additional +1. And this is mundane, so I only get the +1. So that is a 12, 11 +1.
On a hit, they hear you, they mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. Say clear a condition's probably
the best one for right now.
Yeah, and on 10+, you, Dakaris, can add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself.
Let's add another to the pool. Dakaris is just the throw team into the pool, baby. I think I've thrown, 3 or 4 in at this point? That's kind of...
I think we're at 5 team points now.
I'm really trying, gang. Throwing as much as we can.
Both of these conversations are probably wrapping up around the same time, but I think the woman who was first talking to you comes up and says, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but you mentioned going to the lab?
Yeah, would you be able to point us the way? Because, like I said, I'm not really from around here. They already heard, Jen. I was loud in the mouth, and they overheard already.
So, are you going to help Joshua?
Yeah, so you know Joshua.
Yeah, he's part of Multae.
I sort of do this so that Jen doesn't see me saying more things. That's who I'm also looking for, so that's good. Are you a part of Multae?
Kind of. I've been helping out. There aren't a whole lot of us in here, but they've been helping from the outside what they can. I don't know if you realized, but the hospital is outside of the shield. So they've been helping smuggle in medical supplies through the shield, and we've been keeping it in some of those stores because we were able to stabilize things there, and there's also fridges to keep things safe, but something happened over at the power plant. It's not that far from here, but we don't exactly have anyone with powers that can go deal with it, and that's leaving the building vulnerable, and we're having more things like that. And you look over and you can just see like the tentacles like dangling as it's like smacking on the outside of the building, unable to get in. That's happening more and more often.
This is solid construction. I have to say, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, something about like constants in reality. That's why like places like bookstores are more likely to stay solid. I don't know why Waffle House is so solid, but it is, and I'm grateful for it.
I mean, have you ever had their all-star breakfast? It's to die for.
Oh, it's so good. Well, it's been a long time since we ran out of all the ingredients for it, but we do have the recipes somewhere back here.
Oh, nice. Well, hey, could you possibly give us some directions to this lab? And also to this power plant? I would like to help wherever I can.
Yeah, and she pulls up a map and starts showing you, and pardon me as I scroll through probably more dog pictures than I realize I've taken since I screenshotted these. In the map I just shared, she point, so you see the little yellow area? She's like, yeah, you're around here, and there's a couple different ways you could go to get to the lab, but if you wouldn't mind stopping by, so around where you see like the Planet Fitness and stuff, that's like near where you are.
Gotcha.
If you wouldn't mind taking Tulsa down to Woodbury, that'll take you down by where the electrical and water plant is. I recommend staying away from the water plant. We've heard reports of strange noises and no one really wants to go investigate.
Noted. Okay. Well, hey, thank you.
Something's moved in there, but it's not messing with the water as far as we can tell, so...
Make sure to keep testing it for toxins.
Oh, we are. Though it'll be a lot easier when we have power again. And from there, that gets you in the direction. And she continues to point like different ways that you can go to get to the Y12 security complex. And I think she like probably gives you a copy of like a paper map. Might not be quite as detailed, but it's something. She's like, yeah, if you need this, because it was easy to get lost in Oak Ridge before all of this started happening. It's just started getting weirder. Hopefully you won't run into a shift. If you cannot run into a shift, that would definitely be helpful. If you do run into a shift, just hope it takes you somewhere close.
What's a shift?
It's when you're in one place and you take a step and you're someplace else.
Oh, cool.
That started happening more and more often. It didn't used to be, like, super common, but things have been getting gradually worse and worse over the past, 3 years.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. I should talk to my team. And I do, the pose again. And make sure we're all on the same page. But we'll help where we can, okay?
Also, friendly reminder, please stay for at least an hour to make sure that the thing is gone.
Yeah.
Usually they only pop up for 2 to 3 hours at most, and then they go away, and we have a couple of hours where nothing weird is going to happen, and then another weird thing will happen, I think.
Very good. Well, we'll keep that in mind. I really appreciate all your help.
I appreciate it too. If you can get the power back on, that will help a lot. We might be able to stabilize a lot and not have things like that coming in and like that. And she points out another window, and you just see these eyes in the distance, and they start moving, but it's still looking at you until it goes past where the windows are.
Oh no, that's truly haunting. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to my friends now. Thank you so much, though.
She just goes back to where her friend is. Someone's been in the back cooking up some hash browns and other stuff from what they were able to find.
So I already had that conversation with Jen, and it didn't work. So I'm real mad. And I have nowhere to put this frustration and fear, except for that one person in here that I maybe have beef with.
Who could that be?
Seems like a bad idea.
No,
What
we're
do
in
I do?
a Waffle House. This is the best place for a fight. What are you talking about? Impeccable place for a fight.
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
Please get a waffle. I sit down in front of Annabelle. You know, so I don't like you.
That's fairly apparent.
And I've given you this while. You don't recognize me or remember me at all, do you?
Have we met before?
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You're not even remembering that time you destroyed lives.
Excuse me?
I'm not arbitrarily just kind of being a dick. I just don't like you, and I have reason to not like you. Just to make that clear. Here's the important part. My best friend is over there, with us here on the other side of this barrier, dealing with floating eyeball alien monster things. So, until we're back out of here, I'm gonna pretend I want to hate you and work with you, okay? Can you do the same? Or am I the only one who has to be a team player?
I don't hate you. I think that you are reckless. And I think that can be a liability. But I have no issues working with you. As long as you will work with everyone else.
I'll work with her. I point to Jen. I actually know her. And then there's that little guy who's also here who, honestly, little uncomfortable. But we'll get there, probably.
If it's the talking thing, don't be... They're all kind of like that.
What?
Well, I'm an alien also, so I also know other people from his race. They're all a little bit spacey when it comes to English.
Oh, so you also generalize. Got it.
Remarking on a pattern of behavior
Uh-huh.
that I have personally observed.
Mm-hmm.
But they are all lovely people.
Oh, it's okay. I have some weird robot friends. It's okay. I can say that.
Oh no.
They're not robots, also.
I don't know. I've never met one before. But hey, I'm not gonna make assumptions.
I've never met one before. He's standing like 2 feet away.
To be fair, have they really
Looking
met?
at a waffle iron.
I feel like assuming they're a robot is an assumption, but
I've seen tech shenanigans happening. I don't know. Android, robot, I'm not a tech person. They made a Panini open a barrier to the bad zone. So yeah, no, I don't know. And they lost fingers to do it?
they're an extremely technologically advanced species, and that is honestly, they have incredible feats of engineering. They're remarkably intelligent people.
Yeah, I cast spells and lift heavy things. That's all I understand right now. So
That's useful in its own way.
if you need me to lift a heavy thing, ask. Otherwise, for now, you are part of the scenery as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Okay.
And you're not going to explain?
Nope.
You want to roll to pierce the mask, Casey.
Kind of, yeah.
Give me the roll.
Damn. Roll to shut someone down. Damn.
Yeah, roll to shut someone down big time. Holy fuck.
Also, you do have influence over me if that affects anything.
If you have influence over someone, you get a +1 to all rolls directed at them.
Got it.
So, yeah, you get the +1.
That is a 13.
You get to ask 3 of the questions.
One of the questions be the audacity ?
I think it might be more of the fuck ?
I have a question. How dare you?
The Lion, the Witch, the
Who do you think
audacity
you
of this
are?
bitch.
I guess my first one is, what do you want me to do?
Oh, this will be hurtful.
I know, I'm like, let me just hide for a second.
Remember what you did.
Probably context clues. There was something happened around when the shield was going up, or it's something around that. So there was a comment about destroying lives.
What do you intend to do, I guess?
Get everybody home safe.
Hey, she did say everybody.
That's a win.
It's nice.
So Medina doesn't want you dead.
Yeah, of course not. I'm not a...
It's not Monster Hearts. You're a superhero.
Either how could I get your character to stop hating me or to trust me, or something along those lines.
I feel like that at this point is pretty useless. This resentment has been building up for several years, and that is an opinion of me, Casey. So I feel like that would be a wasted question. But I will ask, how could I get your character to give me a hint?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. This probably isn't what Medina is thinking the answer would be, but it is the truth. Help Jen in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's winning points for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never needed help once. What are you talking about?
I mean, I did cut off a tentacle that was grabbing her, but okay.
Not in a meaningful way. That's just a fight. That's not.
Well, that also happened before asking said question.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my questions.
Question: do I remove angry for hurting someone?
Brutally honest, it's fair.
Is Annabelle hurt by this?
Bit? Because I've been trying my best to help, so being told that I ruined lives does hurt.
And it counts.
In as not a weird way as possible. Yay!
We love emotional.
Yeah. Also, I'll let it be up to you, Casey, if you want to do this, but I think right now Annabelle might be feeling a little guilty.
I just resolved the condition.
It's entirely up to you if you want to take that as a condition, but I think there is some guilt creeping in.
Well, I mean, Annabelle has felt guilty about this in general for 3 years, but this specifically, I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. I'm more confused.
Yeah, I would argue until you know what we're talking about, that you don't get the guilt. I would argue on your behalf on that one.
That's fair. That makes sense, but it may be like a little bit of something creeping in of maybe I could have done more. Maybe I could have found a way to convince them.
That's the running theme of Annabelle's life, guys! That was my season 1 guilt, too.
Yep.
Shut up!
So that conversation ends right as Dakaris walks over with this new job that you have to way to help people, and you don't need to roll. The vibes are super awkward at this table. It's bad. Regent, you could also tell it's awkward.
It's a moment of like walking up and seeing like the conversation and just like back away.
Whenever you start coming back, I asked one of the kids, like, is there any actual food in the Waffle House?
There's some people in the back cooking stuff up, and you look over, there are a couple people on the line
Insane.
making
Wild
like
decision you
hash
made.
browns and other stuff.
Storyteller, it's a wild decision you made.
I thought this was an abandoned Waffle House.
Well, I mean, there's only so much that we could get, but considering we get stuck here a lot, so sometimes when people bring medical supplies, we also ask them to stop by the Walmart.
Wild.
And you do see, in fact, there's like a bunch of like great value bags and other stuff. So it's
Oh, there's like the big Walmart bags of cereal and shit.
Yeah, I just walk over and I start eating raw bacon.
I just sit there. I'm like, I don't.
You said you sit down next to me, or
No, like I see you eating raw bacon. I'm like, I don't think that's how humans are supposed to eat that. But okay. Yeah, that's fair. At this moment of like, okay.
yeah. And there was like a teen starting to reach for it as you grabbed it and just like looked at your hand, looked at you. And we've got more in the bag. That's yours. You can have that.
I do not growl at a person.
You're gonna have to be quick with getting rid of that because you don't have power, right?
Well, we have power to this building. The girls wanted to get explaining. I don't understand how Waffle House specifically works because it seems to break everything, like every sort of rule we figured out about what's going on in here.
So just Waffle House has power?
There are other places around the city, but within this block and this strip mall, we've lost power over the Books A Million, which is where we keep a lot of the medical stuff. I mean, we have some stuff here, but...
That makes no sense, but that's really exciting.
I don't know if you realize, but reality fractured 3 years ago, and all of that nonsense has been trapped within this bubble for 3 years.
That's why I said it's exciting. It's like a challenge, you know? Like, I'm really good with electrical things, but, like, that makes no sense. So, like, that's cool.
I like you. She gets like a little pat on the head.
Oh, wait a minute. Small guy.
Oh, hi, I'm Declan.
Yeah, you told me that.
Well, you know, names are important.
Yeah.
Is small guy a nickname? Like, it's like when you call like a large person tiny, but like it's just accurately describing me.
Do I have to
'Cause I am
pierce
a
the
little
mask
guy.
to see how smitten Declan is with Medina? Or
No.
can I just tell?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Do
Oh.
I?
Okay.
I don't think so, guys.
I don't care. I won't. I don't care.
I'm gonna say that you're interesting.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's the word I'm choosing to use right now.
Okay.
What I was gonna say, Declan, is if this place has power, can you do your weird finger panini thing to get us a way out when we're done?
I could probably use one of those waffle irons, actually. I was looking at them a little bit ago.
Cool.
Yeah, I really just need something, you know, that can produce heat and, you know, is easy enough to get out there. Like, you do it with the stove. It's just hard to get the stovetop out there, you know what I mean? Not for you, because you're so strong.
Uh-huh.
Another one of the teens has set up. Do you have a way to get us out of here?
Well, I got us in. It's just, it can only happen, like, once, and then usually the thing will probably fall apart. But I do have some stuff I need to do in here. Do you need out, like, right now?
I mean, right now would be great, but it's been 3 years.
But if I toast all of these waffle irons, how am we going to get out, though?
It's a look of heartbreak.
When the time comes, I'll be sure to make sure you all get out too, okay?
The girl just turns him and says, we gotta be patient. Remember, when we agreed to help Multae, we agreed we're not leaving until everyone else can leave.
Yeah, and besides, my fingers need to finish growing back, so...
That is a very stupid oath you made there, but, you know, teach their own.
The dude just groans and flops back into the booth.
I don't think that was a stupid oath.
If we can get to Joshua, then maybe we can take the barrier out completely.
Yeah, I agree.
It's on the list of things to do eventually.
Eventually, it's probably going to need to happen. Joshua will need power, because the building that they're in, I guess, doesn't have any. Their power plant is having, I think, something like moved in, I think they said. Or that was their water plant.
That was the water treatment plant. We haven't had a chance to check out the power plant yet.
There's a lot of buildings that don't have power, including, it sounds like, the lab that they're working in. So that might be on our to-do list. I know that you're all not very excited to be here, so I'm really sorry about that.
I would obviously know, but what is the name of Jen's dad?
We didn't name him.
I'm just gonna write a little note for whenever you leave of like, if you could do me a favor, be on the lookout for Jen's dad's name.
Jen's dad.
Let him know that Jen and I are okay. I'm not gonna say it to them out loud, but I'm gonna write a letter and like leave it on the counter whenever we leave.
And is there anything else people want to do before you head out towards the power plant?
Yeah, has stepped away. If they're from Medina, I want to just kind of like curl in to like whisper and be like, you should really be nicer to him. It is very obvious he has a thing for you, and you're being really mean.
I'm doing my best.
He doesn't understand us. I've been with him for a while now, and he's doing a really good job at trying to be really social and like understanding social cues, and you keep shutting him down, and I can see heartbreak literally every time you're mean to him, and it hurts, and I know you can be nicer. I know you can, because I've seen it.
Look at him. He's just so... He looks fine.
So innocent that I would really appreciate you not crushing him into a little tiny sadness ball. As someone who has seen you be a nice human to people, including being nice to me, I know you have it in you. I don't know your thing with Annabelle, and I don't want to know. You seem to be very set in that way. But, like, Declan hasn't done anything to you. I have seen all of your interactions. You literally just met. He has done nothing to do something to provoke you. And I know you are opinionated. But, like, please, try. Like, you don't have to reciprocate liking him like that. That's totally fine. But you could at least be nice.
I mean, honestly, I thought I was, but I'll do better.
You called him weird, and then you made like some really negative comments about him using his fingers to like power his, which I also agree is like a confusing and kind of concerning thing, but like if that's what he has to do, that's what he has to do.
Out of character, I genuinely don't remember if I said something mean about the finger thing.
Really said anything mean, but the vibe.
Okay. This is Jen.
It's
just
based off
defending.
of Jen reading your vibes because we know each other very well.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. I'm just like, I remember thinking mean things.
In my head, I think Jen clocked the internal "how do I get you to stop talking" question. I think she clocked that internally. Mm-hmm.
You've seen me do it to other people so many times.
So yeah. At least just don't break his heart that much, because I feel like
that much.
with a broke deal, gonna maybe not function. He seems like the kind of like person that if you break his heart, he's not gonna function very well. And I do appreciate him functioning while we're here. Just in general, like I appreciate him functioning, but like you know what I mean.
I just turned, hey, Declan.
Yeah, you remembered.
I just look, and I look back. I did.
That's wonderful.
I don't think I've actually introduced myself. Hi, I'm Medina, and I hold out.
Yeah, I know. Can we do the shaking of hands?
I was about to say, I hold out my hand for a handshake, and I look like I'm in pain. But
Jen is just like in the corner, double thumbs up. Like, this is good. Good job.
And I shake your hand and go, great working with you.
That's a nice strong grip you have there.
You gotta
I saw
stop.
that in one of
Okay,
your situational comedies.
It feels it's I understand you're just saying a fact, but it feels weird.
Oh, I'll stop commenting.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, you want to go save I don't know, some white kid? I don't.
Yeah, we can go save a white kid, sure.
I feel like it's been an hour.
I guess our plan of action is power plant, so we don't have to backtrack if the lab is without power, and then head to the lab.
I could probably figure out the power thing pretty quickly.
Sure, whatever the team decides.
Declan's face lights up. It's like everyone seems on board. Awesome. This is so cool.
Meanwhile, a couple of the teenagers are giving Medina the look that says, like, they know. They read all of the sarcasm.
Everyone's like, be nice to the boy.
The girl that was talking to you earlier just, like, is kind of glaring at you a little bit with the vibe of, why are you bullying a child?
Dina is actively trying.
I'm gonna have everyone in this enclosed town looking at like anyone mean to me like they are one of Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriends. Like everyone's gonna be like, you hurt Declan? What?
So as you prepare to leave to head to the power plant, the girl comes out holding just a bunch of backpacks. There's some basic medical supplies, food stuff. I mean, it's a lot of like Pop-Tarts and canned soup and maybe a couple of ramen packets. It's what we can get from Walmart. We only get so many things in, but hopefully this will be able to help. And she holds out, like, she's got 2 backpacks in each hand, holds them out to you.
Oh, thank you, Reggie. That's really nice.
That's not my name, but here.
You never told me a name, so I just came up with one. This is Zach speaking to Brianna. We never said a name, so I just came up with one. I'm sorry.
No, in my head, I really like the fact if someone doesn't introduce themselves to Declan, he takes a name. He's like, "You're Todd."
They're all
That's
Reggie. Thanks. We'll see you later, Reggie.
It's Kirsten, but here you go.
Right.
Also, there are some, like, short-range walkie-talkies that are semi-reliable. It's what we can get. Hopefully, it'll help you all stay in contact. And there's also maps in each.
I just like grab the walkies, give one to Declan, give one to Jen.
Kirsten hands one to Annabelle.
Rudimentary but effective.
Oh, sorry. My brain was for some reason assumed there were only 2. I don't know why my brain did that.
That is still funny though.
Probably because there were 2 backpacks.
No, she has 2 backpacks in each hand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
Everyone gets a backpack with
Gotcha.
some like basic supplies.
Breaker, the Wings of Justice. This is Gizmo. Come in, Wings of Justice.
Nope, not calling ourselves
And we're
that.
all in the same room, so these radios are nothing but screaming.
I should have told you the code names. Annabelle is Wings of Justice because she's got wings.
I would prefer not to be.
Oh.
Why do we need code names when we already have code names?
I don't know. It's just like from a spy movie.
I don't do code names.
You're getting the dirty look again from Kirsten. Why are you bullying a small child?
Would you like to give me a code name, Declan?
No, if you don't want the code, it's like I said, names are important. So if you don't want the code name, then I'm not going to give you a code name.
Would it make you happy to give me a code name that I never use but you use?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to call your code name is. Oh goodness. No, could you use the? You don't seem to like your wolf thing? Yes. Have I picked up on this? I don't know.
I think I've mentioned it a couple times, but I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I've never mentioned it
Awesome.
to Jen multiple times.
You'll be pack leader.
Wow. That's so...
Because you're stoic, and like, you know, like if you lead the charge, like everyone's gonna be like, oh, stay out of her way.
That's such a unique name you've chosen. I'm gonna call it interesting.
Very good. Very cool. Okay.
So there's weird energy here. And
What are you talking about? This was a totally normal interaction.
All right, thank you, Kirsten. Sorry for calling you Reggie.
It's fine. So yeah, just best of luck. I recommend going now. Not sure how long the interval is going to be before the next weird thing happens. If a shift happens, just try and find one of the roads on the map, and the map will help you figure out how to get to somewhere where you can meet up with your friends. I recommend using landmarks. And if at any point you see a cat somewhere a cat shouldn't be, follow it.
Like the Matrix.
That's your cultural touchstone for humanity?
Well, I mean, it felt like
watched a lot of 90s movies, okay? I'm sorry.
Well, the Matrix came out in the early aughts, actually, but yeah.
That wasn't an admonishment. That was a genuine question.
I think what Jen was thinking is that, like, since I have a sort of a techno bio person, that kind of the dichotomy of human versus machine would be interesting, and I found it quite compelling, really.
I honestly think that entire movie is just one giant plot hole because babies aren't born inherently understanding the way the world works, so the Matrix was completely unnecessary.
Well, actually, the whole thing was an allegory for being trans, but that's neither here nor there.
I might need to watch that again. Kirsten says. Whenever we could get back to story, yeah, I recommend you all go, and best of luck if anyone can find a way to fix this. It's probably Joshua, assuming he doesn't get himself killed trying.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Medina has just been like holding the door, waiting for her to leave.
I go outside.
So we close on you all heading out, and the last thing we see is Kirsten pulls out a phone that looks like she's not received any messages, but she's like kept it and it's stayed alive somehow. Just pulls out his cell phone and sends a text to Josh. There have been multiple texts sent to him. No responses, just saying, help is coming. Stay safe out there. Really hope you can fix this. And she does see the note, and looks like we got someone to find. Slides it over to the dude that's been making hash browns and other stuff. He's just like cooking up a bunch of stuff that keeps really well. Yeah, I'll get some people on it once I'm able to get to a computer that is not that computer. Points to like the dinosaur computer. This Waffle House does not have a nice computer.
Thank you for listening to Season 3 of Tempus Multae. If you like what we're doing, please feel free to go support us on Patreon at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial, or give us a follow on social media at pseudonymsocial. This season, we have Lex Olden as Medina, Sanctum Cosplays as Regen, Taylor Tuttle as Dakaris, and Casey Glover as Annabelle Joyce.